See if he's hungry. I put his food out, but I don't know if he'll eat. There we go. All right, now these guys are from the Arctic tundra. So just a little trivia. His name, Nanook, actually means little polar bear. He kind of looks like a little bit like a polar bear. But these guys don't get bigger than about 8 pounds. So they're pretty small. What's really interesting, they will follow polar bears and wolves. They'll follow behind polar bears and wolves to get their leftovers. So they'll go ahead and one of the only animals that will do that. Yeah, these guys have a lot of fur. Now, in the Arctic tundra, what's really interesting is that for some of the year, it is very snowy, so he's going to blend in perfectly. For the other part of the year, when it's hot enough where the snow melts, is he going to blend in as well if there's dirt and grass everywhere? He's going to stick out like a sore thumb. So Arctic foxes can do something that's pretty cool. They can actually shed that coat just like any other dog or cat would, and they're going to grow in a shorter coat that's going to be a different color. It's actually going to be like a brown color. His happens to be gray, but they will be able to blend in a lot better when it's no longer snowing outside, when it's no longer has any snow. So they'll be able to sneak up on their prey just like when there is snow, and they have to be that white color. So it's pretty neat. You're going to see his ears are pretty small. They're really tiny. They've got a lot of hair inside their ears. But it works a lot like earmuffs do. So he has those tiny ears because it keeps the body heat in, and he's got all that fur in there because it does act like earmuffs. So again, it's going to help keep that body heat. It's pretty neat. You guys have any questions so far? This is the first time you've I know. Yeah, I was like, I put his food out, and I was like, I don't know if he'll be hungry. He's been doing that lately. He used to just eat every time it was offered. So it's because it's getting a little bit warmer, so he doesn't really feel the need for food. You cannot eat half the You want to come on up here? So what the big conservation thing for these guys is global warming. So have you guys heard of global warming? Yes. Right. So like areas that are supposed to be much colder than they are now. So for these guys, it's a big deal. Where he lives, if there's no snow, for part of the year, he's going to be this big, white, fluffy mess where there's no snow. He's not going to be able to blend in at all. That means he's going to have real trouble finding food because his food's going to see him coming. He doesn't seem that hungry anymore. So his food's going to see him coming, and that's going to be really bad for him because he may end up starving. So it's a really bad thing for these guys for global warming. Now, one last thing I want to show you about these guys, it's pretty neat, is that if you look at the bottom of his feet, they're very, very hairy. You normally get to see a lot of pads. You would see his pads on the bottom of his feet.
That's so cool.
But they're so hairy because they keep that hair's there, so they keep his pads from freezing on that snow. He does not like to be Alright, so any questions? I know it's first kind of you might start shedding. Any questions?
I have a question. You seem pretty cute, and you got them on a leash and everything. Why wouldn't it be a good idea to have them as a pet around the house?
Why wouldn't it be a good idea? You smell that smell?
What if I
I
have
would
carpet in
suggest
my
not
house?
getting these guys as pets. There are foxes. Foxes have